I didn't know you. I thought you was from Little Rock. The way you tapped in with everybody from Little Rock.
Oh man, I just like to tap in wherever I go. You never know who you're gonna need, to be honest. So I like to tap in everywhere I go. Like I like to have a squad of gunners ready wherever I can go to Japan.
Yeah.
Someone knows somebody in Japan, but it's just always good to build intentional relationships everywhere you go. So that's essentially like what I like to do.
All right. So how did you get started with that? Because like I said, Juice recommended me to you before I even hopped in your inbox to do it. Juice
Mhm.
the alley, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. So, man, for me, I come from like just a little bit of my background. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, born and raised, and I come from a big family. My mama has 13 brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
So, stem from that 13 brothers and sisters, automatically I have 88 first cousins. Like, and when I be telling people that, they were like, hell no. Like, I have 88 first cousins.
Yeah.
And so, with the first cousin situation or just family in general, like I come from a big family, so family means everything to me. So like with family, before you go outside, I mean, you got everything you need inside. We have people who like my uncle painters,
Yeah.
mechanics, mow your yard,
Yeah.
whatever you need, they got you.
Yeah.
Everything. Birthing puppies and dogs. You want some blue pits?
Yeah.
Hey, call my uncle.
Yeah.
So that was essentially one of the things that my mom, she always instilled in like my brother and myself. Like, yo, family is all that you got. Regardless, you didn't choose your family members, but your family is all that you have. And so leaning on your family, that's the one thing that I learned how to build, relationships because we weren't going outside. I mean, we were going outside, but on a good given day, we pull up to my granddaddy house. People think it's a party, but it's just all family members.
Hmm. Damn.
And you pull up over there now. What time? Let me see. We about what? We still about. They probably over there partying now. Just a normal day. It's just a normal thing. My granddad, my mom, dad, he always said he rather for you to experience fun inside the house than to go outside and get caught up in some stuff that you not aware of your surroundings and you don't understand like what's going on. So like whatever, like just my first beverage I ever drunk was with my family.
Yeah.
A lot of other stuff. Had fun like shooting BB guns. Like my uncle Slim taught me how to shoot BB guns and paintball guns, and how to wrestle and box.
Yeah.
And so that was just one thing, like building relationships, intentional relationships, and understanding like people and communication that stems from my family. Like so, the root of like what I have taken over into my adulthood, into like my everyday life, like the root of it is it came from my family. So that's how it's just really it's just a not even a skill, it's just a art to it. And so I use what I'm good at and just make it work.
I mean, shit, yeah, because people fucking with you. People fucking with you. Because, like I said, I noticed it when she supposed to fly. I ain't gonna lie to you,
Yeah.
like, the love you got, it fucked me up. I was
Yeah.
like, damn. Because, like I said,
Yeah.
I knew you moved, and I knew you had the force behind you, but looking at it, I was like, okay, yeah, this real. This
Yeah.
is real.
And it just always goes back to, treating people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Because so many times we allow social media to be our preference. Like we allow social media to be reality.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, social media is not reality. So one thing that um, I have, put in my toolbox is just man checking up on people regularly. Like you don't have to want shit. Just like check up on people. You don't know what people going through. Like just check up on people. And so like that's like another way that a lot of my relationships, have been built. And like I'm not gonna say that I'm perfect at relationships because there's some days, to be honest, like I get not to say I get tired, but like I get drained because like I'm sometimes the only person like reaching out. But then it always goes back to it's like, yo, I'm probably the only person reaching out to them. So this may make their day. So it's always I have to turn it into a positive too. So, but also I've just learned not to like stretch myself so thin to like just reach out, all the time to people, but just still, keep it a happy medium.
Yeah.
Like just, test the water, see like where they are, and just, then keep pushing. A simple text can go a long way. A simple like handwritten letter. I love handwritten letters. That goes a long way. And so that's like how like it goes back to how I've been able to like just craft a lot of relationships. And like I always go in and being intentional. It's like, yo, I don't want nothing from you. It's like just knowing like who you are and what you do and shit. Like how can we collab? Like what can we do to make our spaces better or add value to other people? So how can we do that? So that's that's what it is.
So let's matter of fact, what you're doing, because I scanned through your Instagram page. I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to bring up to you how lit it is. Every time, like I said, I played in band. All right.
Yeah.
So but I am kind of ignorant when it comes to the percussion. But I know anytime you get a chance to play anything that's related to concussion, how lit you get. And I'm not gonna lie, like I love seeing that shit because it was like seeing the look you get a toy and like how much you appreciate it. You was like, yo, like I want to have fun. Like to me, capturing that something so small was big to me.
Yep. And man, we just always have to, like I know growing up, sometimes our inner kid, it goes away. But hell, I try to keep my inner kid alive because we go back, like when we were smaller, like we can go and jump off the damn moon if we wanted to. Figure out how to jump off the moon. Then we get older and get crippled by people's opinions and like what you can't do. Then you get like in this crippled mentality, like, damn, I can't do that because somebody said that I can't. But who told you that you can't? Like that person told you that you can't. And so they're projecting their fears off on you because of what they're not going to do. So I always like it'd be hard, but I always try to keep my inner kid alive because that what helps us like get through the day. That what helps us, like inspire other people or shit just to get through the day. To be honest with yourself, you gotta figure out like what can I do, like to make me go back to my happy space from when I was younger. Cause I remember like my family, they also music oriented. That's what I'm saying. Look, they better be doing something. So my mom cousins, they have like a quartet group. So on my mom and dad side, they got gospel quartet groups. And so on my mom's side, my cousin Linda, she played the drum. She cold. She like, I'm gonna put she better than she Lee. Cause I heard of she Lee when I got older, but I've always seen Linda, but I didn't know, at the time, like, dang, she played the drums, and then, you start seeing other women, then everybody's talking about Shelee, but Shelee is cold, though. Like, she a person that I look up into just in the percussion world, but just seeing, like, yo, like, how do we keep our inner child alive? And so, to get back to, like, when my dad, he'll, man, just go buy instruments. Like he'll go in there. Like our first song that we played together was Stevie Wonder, All I Do. So he'll get on the keys, I get on the drums, and he'll show me how to play it first. And then he's like, all right, now your turn. So that moment was really like a turning moment for me because I found something that I enjoyed. And then I can take my like just my mind and it can just go anywhere. And I feel like I'm like in a crowd, like playing at a concert, like millions of people around me. And so my mind just actually went into a whole like different like space. So that was always my outlet just to, like get on some drums. And like I just kept it up. And then eventually like my parents, they brought me my first kit when I was 7. And then like after that, like I was jamming. And then like once I got a little older, like from 7th grade to really 8th grade, like I stopped. Well, I was always still playing drums, but I kept my drums in my grandma's house because my mom, like they enjoyed the drums, but when we moved to a smaller space, like I couldn't take the drums with me because like we was in an apartment. So I was like, where are you gonna play them drums at? Like at the house. So we had to take it out to my grandma's house. So she has a much bigger house, and we like set up a little studio. And then eventually, I just really stopped. Like I moved to like snare drum, like drumline stuff. Mm-hmm. And so that's pretty much like I was like that passion, like that the dream of like playing the drums, it like really sparked all my curiosity too, because like, yo, what else can like drums like do, or how, can it make me excited? So like drums, like that's my happy. That's my, if I can quit my job today and go play the drums, like I'll go play the drums.
No, I'm telling you, I noticed it. I noticed it because it's a similar look when I get to go work out. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody got a new equipment. I'm like, oh shit, I want to try it. I want to play with it. Like,
yeah.
So I knew that. I said that look was familiar because that's me in my that's why.
Yep, I love drums, and I just love like drums. It gives you an opportunity to move, like feel your vibrations, like feel like your spirit. I can be anywhere, and I can just start beating on everything, and it makes sense to me. It makes sense to other people too. They was like, "Dang, like you just made a whole beat out of like just your fingers," and it's like in a pencil. So it was like, yo, that's just my way of expressing myself. So like drums pretty much is like and it still is to this day, because like I still play like the snare drum and stuff, but I don't have a drum set. Because even like where I live, like you can't like unless I go get an electric kit, but then too, like I don't have the space like for it. So like drums, like that's like my outlet of just beating on shit.
Yeah. So let's talk about your business, the Dope She Dope movement. Let's talk about that from the very beginning. What is that all about? Like you need a rundown to somebody who has no knowledge of it. Like give me the rundown. How's that?
Okay. So She's Dope. Myself along with my business partner April Jackson, we met back in 2000. Me and April met back in 2015. And it may have been sooner than that, but we met. Like we'll be, you know how you can be around people, like you know who you're around, and then you don't know. It's like, yo, like I've seen these people, like I've seen you, but I just never reached out to you. And then two, one, it just like goes back to like that fear of reaching out to people or not reaching out to people. And it's like I've seen too, but anyway, we met, and like I went off to I graduated, then I moved. And then so when I moved back, I was like, April, we met up again. We met up at what is that little place used to be out there off my mail? Gigi's, I think that's it. Gigi's. So we met up at Gigi's one day, because they was doing karaoke at that time, like on Tuesdays. And me and April, we was like, yo, what if we like put together a brunch or put together just an event to bring people together? Because I'm gonna tell you, and it goes back to that relationship, like intentional, like just relationship building. It goes back to always like that family of like building relationships. And I was like, what if we put together? We was like, what if we put together like something just to invite, and our core focus was on women of color, like personally, because we were saying like you look in the city, there's always, events going on, but it's not catered towards women of color. It's just events. And then it ain't got no salt to it, no type of seasoning. So it's like bland. And you just paying to listen to somebody speak that's not really resonating with you. Yeah. So it's like, okay, let's figure something out. So we was like, let's come up with a few names. And we was just like, always talking about like, dang, you dope, I'm dope. It's like, and it clicked at us like, how about She's Dope? It's like, okay, She's Dope. So we was like, well, we need to make it stand for something. And then we came up with, so She's Dope stands for She's Defying Obstacles in Pursuit of Excellence. Mm-hmm. And so that came about, just women in general. Women are the nurturers, like women really are the life givers. So many women, they have 9 to 5s, or they're in a space where they want to, they have dreams and goals and ambitions too. However, they're just so crippled with life that they don't, sometimes have an outlet to express themselves. And especially just, always listening to friends. Like I don't have an opportunity to, get away to be with my girlfriends or understand and, how to, or talk to somebody about, you know, my business, or I want to start a business. And so it was like, yo, let's put together like a little small, like little mixer, intentional mixer. So we had put together at the time, our first mixer was at 42 downtown. And so it's like, okay, you know, we had them to make some little craft cocktails, you know, just so people can feel welcome and feel like a part, like of like the movement and what we're doing. And also another thing, like when people feel a part of, you know, like whatever you're doing in the movement, they take ownership of like just sharing about what you're doing. And so it was like, yo, let's, you know, just figure out how we can just share like what we're doing and invite more, you know, invite women, put it out. So we put it out there, and when I tell you, we had like the first time we did, it was probably like max like about 20 people there, like 20 women there. And like I said, it was shut off, it was intimate. Like the restaurant, I don't know if the restaurant had really closed, to be honest, but we had took over the restaurant anyway. So they had like a little nice, it was reverse happy hour. So of course their drinks were, you know, like they had whale cocktails for like $3, beer and wine for $2. So it was a nice, you know, setup. So it's like, yo, you come out, have you a nice drink. Then another thing too, we every person who signed up, they got a free drink ticket. So that was another thing. It's like we give you an opportunity, you know, to come be a part of what we're doing. And so we started that, and then it just started growing. Our next event, we had another mixer at it was at the Frederica Hotel. And this young lady named by Shaterica, she owns the restaurant inside the restaurant Taze. And so she made us a nice little crafty menu, made some drink cocktails. And that event, we had like over 50 women like come. Like it was like starting to grow. And so the thing about it was just having intentional topics, intentional conversation. Like how can we help each other out? And another thing, it was just like sharing like what works for you. Like what are you doing to be successful? What are you doing just to, you know, get through your day? And it always goes back to like the mission of like the like she's does, like women are defying obstacles in pursuit of excellence to like get to something great. Like what may be great for you may not be great for me, but I'm still in pursuit trying to, you know, figure out how to, you know, launch my business or, you know, launch a podcast. So we was just, you know, intentionally like curating spaces for women to actually, you know, meet and build intentional relationships. So far it's been going good. We had some big plans for 2020. We still do have some big plans because I mean a lot of stuff. Like we've been hosting a lot of virtual events, like virtual happy hours and virtual panel discussions. But we still having a good opportunity to, you know, just share about who and what we are. And then my business partner, April, you know, she does a great job at the marketing. And then we have a team around us now, like everybody just sharing like the mission and the model of She's Dope. And that's just how you build community. Like you know, you start small, but eventually it grows into something bigger and better than we can ever imagine. And then too, I always think of Arkansas, because Arkansas is one of those places. It may be small, but it's still a lot of like diamonds. It's still like a lot of like cool, like as dope ass people here, regardless of like what people can say about Arkansas. And then for the people who've never been here, you know, that's always my mission is to like, yo, expand, shift the narrative of how people see like Arkansas and Little Rock in particular, and just opening up like a space for women to, you know, really, you know, build intentional relationships and all that good stuff. Because a lot of people always say networking, and like over the time, my shift, like my version or my vocabulary for the word networking, it has like shifted, like switched up, because networking it ain't just about like going and getting 1,000 business cards. Because to be honest, you ain't gonna reach out to all them people, and you get tired as hell. And that's what happened to me. Like you get tired as hell trying to reach out to all these people, where it's like, yo, strategically planning like who you see that align with what you're doing and how y'all can build from it. So that's the whole gist of
that. I want you to speak on that a little more, because that right there is what I want to give people, because a lot of people don't understand. They say network, network is your network and all that. You hear about network. People don't understand what it means to get purpose networking is what I call it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're right. Like having a purpose, like, you know, it's just the one thing like to go in the room and like, yeah, you can move and go talk to everybody, but a thing of it too, like you want to be intentional, like with everyone that you are presenting yourself to, because just because like you handing out all your business card, what's gonna be your return on investment for yourself? I just like you just out there handing out business cards, and then like say if you paying for those business cards, I mean you know what I'm saying, like you want to be intentional like with who can really like align not only your vision but telling people what you do, so like y'all can collab with each other. So like just for instance, like so I was sharing with a young lady earlier today, one of a good friend of mine, he hosts this event in DC. It's called the BYOB. It's Build Your Own Brand. And with Build Your Own Brand, it is pretty much basically like you are your brand identity. So meeting up with other like minds, everybody just talking about what they do. But it's also because everybody in it, and we get this, there's a numerous of people who do the same stuff. But it's also about aligning with somebody that, you know what I'm saying, like that match, that is the plug to your socket to your plug for what you're doing at that moment. And like it may switch, you may go meet another person. But when me and Simone met, I was just telling her my visions for like just relaunching like my brand, like my consulting services. And she was like, well, this is what I do. I'm a freelance PR person. She was like, I'm just getting out there. And she, you know, did like, so the cool thing about it, like Simone and work for like ESPN, but she also does brand management for a lot of small businesses in DC. And so I was like, well, you know, I don't have like a big budget to do, you know, a lot of work that I'm trying to get done. But I said, if we can, you know, just collab and just figure out how we can, you know, support each other or even barter, you know, what can we do to help each other? And so even with Simone, like we, you know, came up on an agreement, and Simone, like we, you know, we just been like peas in the pot, because we're doing something that should be done, like supporting each other. But also it's like when you know like the real alignment, it ain't gonna, that support is gonna be like one of those, it's just automatically gonna happen. It's just like you gonna, like I was saying earlier, it's like now Simone become a part of my family. It's like somebody that I look up to. Like she add value to me, I add value to her. So it's just like, how can we add that value to each other? And so Simone, she, you know, she's been one of those instruments, you know, just in my life of just talking about like how, you know, you can find somebody that this is what they're doing, this is what I'm doing. Like, how can I be your plug, you be my socket? Because without the plug in the socket, we just
nothing.
We powerless. We ain't got no juice or nothing on our phone. We just powerless. So that was the thing, like really, you know, finding out who really align with you. Because like, don't get me wrong, sometimes we want to reach out to everybody, but then you just gotta sit back and like, yo, if I reach out to them now, how far is this gonna put me back to the goal of what I'm really trying to do, or where I'm really trying to go? So that's just one of the things. And like I said, I'm not always perfect. I haven't, you know, always, done it right. But I have more successes than, you know, failures. Now I have failures too, but I've also learned from my failures to help me, you know, like not go down that path again.
Okay, let's talk about those failures. What about some of those failures? Because I know people, because I hear a lot of people like, okay, I want to start my own business, I want to start my own, I don't know where to start or what if I fail? What if nobody supports me? So can we talk about some of your failures?
Yeah, so man, I'm gonna tell you, when I first started, like just really just thinking about like starting a damn business, one is just being eager and anxious just to do everything. And one that is a lot of money gonna spend money that you ain't got, put yourself in some predicaments. You were like, damn, how did I get myself into this situation? But it's also being there trying to do everything at one time, trying to learn too many things. It's like, yo, you got to master one thing. I just have to sit myself down one day and it's like, yo, like I don't want to keep going in this cycle, like going in this little, what is the little rat little pinwheel. Like I do not want to keep going in that pinwheel. And then too, it's like it goes back to not only like that pinwheel cycle, but it's just another thing like along with it is just not like the consistency of it. Like at a point in my life, like consistent, I was like not consistent, and from the rat, like the pinwheel, that was along with, you know, that was a part of the recipe for disaster. The pinwheel plus not being consistent, and then just not, you know what I'm saying, like giving it your all, like was like what caused a lot of my failures of waiting to the last minute. And it's like, man, I can't do this. So it's like, you know, I am a great individual, and you know, at the end of the day, I expect, you know, for myself to be, you know, as such. But it's like, yo, I'm not gonna be out here telling people what they should be doing, and I'm not doing it. So I just had to have a come to Jesus with me, with myself, because I think self-reflection is the best reflection. It's like, yeah, I don't want to be in this space like no more. And it's dark. It's not like cool, and like you think the whole world is against you. And sometimes it ain't even the whole world. It's really your mind playing tricks on you, just telling you like what you can't do because of like you haven't prepared yourself, like your mind mentally, or haven't got your spirits right. And just even being like in touch with other people like that don't serve you no purpose. That's what it always goes back to, like aligning yourself with people like who align with your purpose. So it just goes back to sharing everything, like, yo, what does it take for me to be successful in my own right? Because success, it looks different for everybody. Like success for me is celebrating my small wins. Yeah, I know I'm gonna get to the big win, but it's like, how can I celebrate, you know, getting the small things right? Like setting up a website. That's a small celebration for me. And when it comes, it's gonna be a big celebration to me though too. Just, you know, working towards like trying to, you know, perfect those small wins. And then my one thing I didn't, well, I always took mental health serious, but growing up, you always hear like in the Black community, like mental health, like that's for the white folks. You don't go to no therapist, don't go to no counselor. But then it got to a point, and my partner, she's a therapist too, so mental health is really important in the household. So she's like one of the biggest like mental health advocates, like for, I say, not only me but herself and just other surroundings. And so like she was like, yo, this is what I see. This is what you need to work towards. Also, you need to go back to the root of everything. So once you go back to like go through your, you know what I'm saying, like your life, like you start to see patterns of like people who was inconsistent in your life. Like things were inconsistent. And so then it's just like, it's one of those things that, hell, you pick up that trait because you just don't know. Like, it's like, well, if I can't get up and go, you know what I'm saying, and get stuff done, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna just let it fall by the wayside. So I just, man, it was hard work, and it still is hard work to be consistent to this day. Cause I was counting, was just like, how many days I've been in the house now? I really lost touch. I mean, count, but to get up and go walk every day, like that was something for me to keep my mind like refreshed. And so like it goes back to like the space of failure, you know, I have to just keep myself in a space of just trying to like take one thing at a time. Yeah. And so that's how, you know, like I prevent myself from, you know, again, so anxious and trying to do everything at one time. It's like just giving myself like a deadline, like, hey, this is what I want to have done by May 1st. Check it off, write it down, even put it in my phone. Then just trying to be consistent, like celebrating the small wins. And that's like what has been working for me, like so far, since, you know, like just having a reflection time to myself, because that was a big part of like my failure plans, just trying to do everything. Then another thing too, like just trying to like please people of like understanding like, yo, well, if you ain't here, you ain't nobody. Nah, look, if I ain't there now, it is what it is. Shit, you better be glad I'm in your presence, because after you don't see me, like that's between you and yourself. But you know, just setting standards for teaching people how to treat you, because some people like they don't know how to treat people because they never been taught. It's like I'm gonna teach your ass today.
Yeah,
how to treat you.
Well, we can go ahead and wrap it up because I'm pretty sure I'm over my 40 minutes on my first Zoom. So, all right. I mean, I'm super excited. I plan on having you again some more, give out more information. So if you want to go ahead and plug in your business or anything, you got anything you want to announce or anything like that, you can go ahead and do that.
Yeah, so for sure. Well, appreciate you for inviting me out on the live on Zoom. Like we definitely have to, you know, come back and, you know, do a part 2 or something. Just, you know, chat about some more stuff, and even like just some work that I'm working towards doing in the near future. But everybody can find me at TaptheConnector on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook Tamara L Bates, and then our She's Dope on Instagram, She's Dope Movement. You can find us there. And so pretty much, you know, I just enjoy, you know, just connecting with people and just figuring out how we can all not only uplift each other, but just figure out how we can boss up and level up together, because it's no fun when you at the top by yourself. And that's even when I go to like some events, like, and you know, sometimes I'm at those events by happenstance or just because it was cool or just things. But you don't like being the only Black person, or you don't like being the only person. And I'm sure you know about it, because even with the Army, you like. Yeah. You want to bring your folks.
It's funny you said it, because my homeboy just said it. He said, bro, the space on me, and he was like, nobody looks like me in this, and I want to bring everybody in. And then the frustrating part is I know I can't, but still I'm tugging with the, you know, so I want everybody, because there's no reason why I should be the only person in this space. And then when I am, I got to be a representation for all the negative stuff. Never the good stuff, but the negative stuff. So, you know, I got to be the representation. So most definitely understand that.
Yep, and it's just like, once a stereotype is put on us, it's like you like, it's like the imposter syndrome type of situation. It's like, even with what I was battling with at school, like, I mean, the Clinton school, it's a prestigious, it's a cool program. I enjoy it. However, you know, so many stereotypes that you have to like debunk every day. Like, yo, just because you had one, you know, person of color come in here speaking out eloquently, look, I got a little, hey, it is what it is. I got another side of me, but also I understand. I know how to, you know, act in public. So that's just one of those things that space just trying to like not take up space, but also like let them know that you are there. But don't like really mess with me neither. So just having like that space to, you know, be there and for our people, but sometimes it's exhausting too. Exhausting.
I appreciate it, you know. So until next time. Nice time.
Yeah, you have to. I didn't know Michelle was your cousin either.
Michelle,
Mother Shed. Michelle Delta, her daughter Amari. Wait, Amari. I'm gonna have to show you.
Yeah, you gotta show me. Yeah.
Cause she coming on the picture today. Well, she coming on the post and she was saying she said I got my cousin and my soror on there. So I was like, okay.
Damn, okay.
But yeah, she real cool. Look, hey, this can be a little, at the end of the day, like I said, I just enjoy, connecting, talking, good conversations, having good, because we all learn from each other too. Like, what I might not know, you may know, vice versa, and that's just a way to create community. So, like, again, I appreciate you for taking the time to think of me, to bring me on, because I don't take stuff like this lightly, because you never know who's going to become who.
Yep.
So, you always got to treat people with just treat people right, man. That's the golden rule. What they say, treat people the way you want to be treated. So, that's the thing for me. That's the thing for me. So yeah, invite me back on, bro.
Yeah, you on. I'm telling you, got it. Yeah, I'm telling you.
All right.